Skelanimals have finally returned, and I'm here to talk about it. You know, the first episode of my Nostalgia series was going to be based on the Edgar and Ellen books, but considering Skelanimals is finally coming back after being gone for so long, and surprisingly not a lot of people are talking about it despite how popular it used to be, I figured, you know what? Edgar and Ellen can wait. Skelanimals is a little more important. Also, apologies if you hear noise in the background. A little secret I kept for you guys: for the past 2 years, I became an aunt, so if you hear any noise in the background, it's probably my nephew just being a toddler. Also, I'm working my way back into going with this style of video, so you guys let me know, am I too quiet? If I am, I'll get one of those clip-on microphones so you can hear me better, but just let me know, do I sound okay or do I need to get a microphone? So, Skelanimals, what are they? Well, in case you don't know what Skelanimals are a line of adorable animals that have met their untimely end due to their own reckless and ill-advised behavior. For example, Kit the cat here, she met her demise when she went to a pool and decided to look into the water to gaze at her reflection. She got closer to the water to study her reflection, and she slipped, fell into the water, and she drowned. Yeah, when you look into the backstories of how these animals became Skelanimals, a lot of them do have very similar stories that they just died in some... Okay, you're more welcome to think it's fucked up for me to think that. So some of them died in kind of funny ways. Like, for example, Timmy the spider was once a very shy, timid spider, and he thought he found a girl that he was able to scare, and when he attempted to try to scare her, he caught his reflection in a mirror and he became paralyzed with fear. He was so paralyzed with fear that it allowed him to get vacuumed up, resulting in his death. That's funny. Or how about Jack the rabbit? When he was racing the turtle, he was going at top speed as fast as he could. So when he looked over his shoulder to see if his opponent was still behind him, he did not notice that there was a tree in front of him. So, at full force, right into the tree and died. So you get the idea. Each character in Skelanimals has their own backstory of how they died and how they became a Skelanimal, and some of them you actually know what their fears are. For example, Kit the cat is afraid of water, and Timmy the spider is afraid of mirrors. To give you a little bit of background information, Skelanimals was created by artist Mitchell Burnout, and they were introduced to the public by Toonami in February of 2006. When Skelanimals came out, they were loved not just in the alternative scene, but outside the alternative scene, as merchandise was literally everywhere. And I do mean everywhere, since Skelanimals wasn't just an alternative brand and sold exclusively at Hot Topic. Skelanimals were sold in places like Target and Walmart. This brand was so well loved, not only did people outside of the alternative scene love Skelanimals, but you had people of all ages loving Skelanimals. You had adults, teenagers, and kids that adored Skelanimals, which means the merchandise spanned across different departments. That's how appealing Skelanimals was as a brand. It was just a simple concept, a cute macabre concept that no matter your age, alternative or not, people loved it, and the merchandise was literally everywhere. Let me get on my list because there's too much for me to remember off the top of my head. You had fashion accessories, wallets, purses, backpacks, plushie backpacks, and of course the ever so coveted plushies, and they also had some plushies that were comic book themed and holiday themed. There's also things like makeup, phone cases, children's costumes, vinyl figures, keychains, and even stationery. Yes, they had Skelanimals themed school supplies. And of course, there was Skelanimals printed electronics. You get stereo, CD player, cameras, and of course I mentioned phone cases. Like, Skelanimals was on everything. There were other small things too, like Skelanimals themed bobby pins, Skelanimals earring set, and not to mention there was collaborations with other brands like Loungefly, which is where most of the wallets and handbags and purses came from, and there's collaborations with DC Comics where Skelanimals characters were cosplaying as characters like Poison Ivy. But having a Skelanimals character dressed up in a DC Comics outfit isn't where the plushie stopped when it comes to looking unique from the original line. You see, not every plush when it came to Skelanimals was just black with white bones. They were actually different colors. Some actually had different patterns. I still want this floral Diego the Bat, but I'm pretty sure whenever I do find him, he's going to be way too expensive for me to afford. I don't think they had a range of Pride ones, or at least just rainbow colored Skelanimal ones. But considering when this line came out, you know what, if Skelanimals is coming back and they are gonna make some plushies, maybe they should make some rainbow ones. There's no room for homophobia in the alternative community. Now, if you were on YouTube back in the day, you might have learned of Skelanimals through a YouTuber by the name of Olga K, who had an emo girl character on a channel by the name of Razorblade that always carried a red skull pattern Kit the cat plushie that she named Safety Pin. It says Skelanimals were sold at Target. You guys remember how back in the day, when it comes to like department stores that would actually decorate the inside of the store during Halloween, Target was the best one, and yes, they also did have a Skelanimals themed Halloween campaign for the month of October. God, like Target used to be the shit when it comes to department store decorating. Now they don't even try anymore. And it wasn't just merchandise. Skelanimals seemed to have their own content, being all the animated shorts on their YouTube channel. And I guess they did a collaboration with my favorite band New Year's Day a few years ago. And they did little picture books. So you get the idea. Skelanimals was literally all over the place, and they were really popular. However, though, this popularity wasn't enough to prevent Skelanimals from fading out of existence, which is what happened. See, I was one of those people that got into Skelanimals pretty late. I think around 2011 or 12 was when I took notice of Skelanimals, and I wanted to collect some of the merchandise, specifically the plushies and figures. But however, though, when I went to places like Walmart, Target, and even Hot Topic that were supposed to have Skelanimals everywhere, they didn't have any merchandise. Whatever merchandise was very bare bone. It wasn't anything I was looking for. The only reason why I had Kit the Cat was because she was still $14 on Amazon. I didn't think much of it at the time, so I was just patiently waiting for a restock, but I'm pretty sure like everyone at that time was waiting for restocks. Skelanimals was just zip, nada. It was gone. I even took notice that on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, the Skelanimals official social media accounts, and even the Skelanimals website, not only did they went quiet, but the Skelanimals website got shut down. And the weird thing is, when it came to Skelanimals just fading away like that, there wasn't a definite reason like low sales or anything. Now you're probably asking, but Mr. News Nerd, how could that have been? Skelanimals was such a popular brand. Why did they just disappear for no clear reason? Well, there actually is a reason, and if you're a veteran fan of Skelanimals that have been waiting for a very long time for Skelanimals to return, which it seems like they are, you're probably going to be annoyed for the reason why they disappeared for so long. And that was due to Skull Candy suing them for copyright infringement. Now, if you're familiar with Skull Candy, apparently they put out their logo on clothing and other stuff aside from their headphones, but they were more targeted towards a male demographic, while Skelanimals seemed to be a little more targeted towards a female and even child demographic. So Skull Candy and Skelanimals, they coexisted just fine for a while until Skull Candy noticed that Skelanimals started putting their skull logo on Skelanimals themed headphones, and that's when Skull Candy filed a lawsuit against Skelanimals for copyright infringement. I'll link the articles in the description. You're more than welcome to go click and read them, but apparently the lawsuit for copyright infringement was due to the claims that the skull logos are so similar that they could lead to consumer deception, and people would not be able to tell the difference between Skull Candy and Skelanimals. I'm going to have both the logos on screen, and you let me know, are they similar enough to cause consumer deception or to confuse consumers into not understanding which product they're buying? Even if the skulls are by themselves, they do not look that similar. And especially when it's the skull with the name of their company, because one of them is more synonymous with animals, and that sure is not Skull Candy. I tried doing some more research on the lawsuit to see how the lawsuit turned out, but considering Skelanimals is finally coming back and releasing merchandise, I guess it's safe to say that Skelanimals won the lawsuit. But during the time the lawsuit was going on, yeah, I can't understand how that would halt production of new Skelanimals merchandise. So yeah, kind of bullshit. That's why Skelanimals kind of disappeared for a few years, and I am so thankful Skelanimals is finally coming back. Apparently they started coming back like November of 2021, but I saw a post on TikTok from Hot Topic in January, like January 4th, that said, yes, we are bringing back Skelanimals. And that kind of makes me wonder the future of Skelanimals. Are they going to have the same diverse range of merchandise like they used to have? Like, who's licensing them now? So this is the tag for my shirt. I don't know if you can read that, but it's licensed by Hasbro, and I remember Skelanimals was being licensed by Toynami. Unfortunately, my Kit the Cat plush doesn't have all of her tags. She does have her manufacturer tags, which are like down here, but there's no, it's just Skelanimals and the material she's made out of, but the little coffin-shaped tag that had her story and other trademarks, I don't have it. It got lost in the move years ago. So I don't know if Hasbro released these plushies or that was Toynami, but Hasbro, if you're the current people that have Skelanimals, you're sitting on a gold mine. Do not be afraid to have different types of merchandise, because you have people that are starved as hell for Skelanimals merch. So that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to announce that, hey, Skelanimals is finally coming back, and I really hope that they do boom in popularity again, because I would love a new diverse range of merchandise. If Skelanimals really did come back in November, I kind of find it weird how the official Skelanimals social media accounts haven't done anything. and the Skelanimals website is still gone, but maybe it'll come back someday. I really hope we do get a new range of merchandise. Like, I still want this messenger bag, but I'm not paying $450 for that. Hot topic, get your merchandise range up and running, because people are calling you out saying you've barely brought back Skelanimals. Right now they're just doing shirts, those blind mystery enamel pins, they have like some necklaces and the little Skelanimals themed cat ear headband weave things. So I guess we just gotta be patient and wait and see if more Skelanimals merchandise is coming out, and I will be buying more Skelanimals merch because I missed the train of when it was popular and I'm kicking myself for getting into it so late. But right now I'm happy to have my vintage, fuck, that makes me sound old, but my old school's Kit the Cat plush, and I'm so happy I got this new shirt, which the tag said the copyright was 2022, so this shirt did come out this year, and I'm looking forward to getting some more. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thoughts in the page, leave a comment section down below. What do you think about Skelanimals finally coming back? Were you ever into Skelanimals? Are you interested in getting Skelanimals? Leave all that in the comment section down below. If you'd like to support the channel, a like and subscribe is always free and good to do. I suck at these improvised outros. I'll memorize my scripted one later, but yeah, like, subscribe, follow, favorite, all that shit, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!